You are going to die. You know that. You have always known that. And if you are honest with yourself, that knowledge sits somewhere in the back of your mind. Every single day. Quiet sometimes. Loud at 3 a.m. But always there. Now here is something that should genuinely disturb you. Ancient humans knew they were going to die too. They watched people die constantly. Children. Parents. Friends. Hunters who did not come back. Mothers who did not survive the birth. Elders who simply stopped breathing one morning beside the fire. Death was not something ancient humans thought about occasionally. It was something they lived inside of. Every single day. And yet, the archaeological evidence tells us something extraordinary. Ancient humans were not afraid of death the way you are afraid of death. Not even close. Here is why. Your fear of death is not actually a fear of dying. Think about that for a moment. The actual moment of death is not what keeps you awake at 3 a.m. What keeps you awake is everything around it. The not knowing when. The not knowing how. The idea of leaving things unfinished. The idea of being forgotten. The loss of everything you have built. The loss of everyone you love. These are not fears that come from death itself. These are fears that come from the kind of life modern humans live. A life built around individual achievement. Individual identity. Individual legacy. A life where you are the main character. And death is the ending that ruins the story. Ancient humans did not live like that. They did not have individual achievements. They did not have individual identity in the way you understand it. They did not have a personal legacy to protect. They had the tribe. And in the tribe, you were never the main character. The tribe was the main character. And the tribe did not die. Think about what this actually means. When an ancient human died, they did not leave behind a half-finished life. Because their life was not theirs to finish. Their role in the tribe continued through the people they had taught. The children they had raised. The knowledge they had passed on. The hunts they had trained others to lead. Death was not the end of them. It was the continuation of everything they had contributed. Through everyone they had ever touched. The tribe remembered. The tribe continued. And in that sense, they continued too. There is a concept researchers call terror management theory. The idea that most of what humans do, the achievements we chase, the legacies we build, the beliefs we hold onto with both hands, are ultimately attempts to manage the terror of knowing we will die. We build things that last because we want to last. We want to be remembered because being remembered feels like not fully disappearing. We create meaning because a meaningful death feels less like a waste. Ancient humans did not need any of this. Because they already had it. Not in monuments. Not in achievements. In each other. There is something else. Something even deeper. Ancient humans lived so close to death. So constantly. So unavoidably. That death stopped being a distant, terrifying abstraction. And became something they understood in their bones. A hunter who has faced death 100 times is not afraid of it the same way a person who has never faced it is afraid. Familiarity does not make death smaller. But it changes your relationship with it completely. The thing that makes death so terrifying to modern humans is partly its distance. We have built an entire civilization designed to keep death out of sight. Out of hospitals. Out of conversations. Out of daily life. And in doing so, we have made it into a monster. Something so unknown and so hidden that the imagination can make it into anything. Ancient humans did not have that luxury. Death sat beside them at the fire every night. It was familiar. It was known. It was part of the rhythm of life in the same way that sunrise was part of the rhythm of life. And here is the most extraordinary thing of all. The evidence from ancient burial sites across the world suggests that ancient humans did not just accept death. They found meaning in it. They buried their dead with flowers. With tools. With food. With ochre pigment painted on the bones. They believed. Even before language was sophisticated enough to express what they believed. That death was not an ending. They did not have the theology to explain it. They did not have the philosophy to argue it. They just felt it. In the same instinctive, unquestioning way that they felt the sun would rise again. And the herds would return. And the seasons would turn. Death was part of a cycle. Not a wall. So here is what this means for you. Your fear of death is not a flaw. It is not weakness. It is not something broken in you. It is what happens when a creature built to live inside a community finds itself living alone inside an individual life. When the tribe disappears, death stops being a transition within something larger, and starts being a full stop at the end of a sentence. Ancient humans were not braver than you. They were not wiser than you. They were not more enlightened than you. They just lived in a way that made death smaller. Because the thing that surrounded them, the tribe, the connection, the continuity of knowledge and love and memory passed between people, was bigger than any single death could be. The fear of death is not the fear of dying. It is the fear of disappearing. And the ancient answer to that fear was never a belief system, was never a philosophy, was never a monument or an achievement or a legacy. It was simply other people, knowing you, remembering you, continuing you. The tribe was the answer. It still is.